Hey guys, well, welcome to all of you. We are all actually in South Dakota, and it is kind of a windy, gloomy, weird day today. It feels very fall-ish, and so let us know where you guys are tuning in from, and if you have sun there, because if you do, I'm jealous. It's okay. I can take a couple days without sun, but more than that, I'm not a pleasant person. So, um, I'm excited though you guys are here because we're going to be talking about something that is important because many of you know Halloween is approaching, and this can be a difficult time for those of us who are trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, right? If you're like me, when there's candy in the house, that's not the best environment for me. Let's just say that. And my kids are that way. And so we're going to chat a little bit about that. Many of you on the webinar are trying to maintain a low carb lifestyle. And so we've asked Dana for her help to try to help us navigate this as we go into Halloween. And it's not just the trick or treating, that the kids are doing. There's a lot of different events around Halloween. And so it's just kind of this constant thing. So hopefully today we're going to learn a little bit about how we can prepare for that mentally, and maybe what are some of the treats that we might be able to have. So I'm going to let Dana get us started. Actually, first I'm just going to do a disclaimer. We are not giving away, medical advice. Talk with your doctor or your the person who helps you with your health about these things. And I think that's it. Let's just go ahead and get started. What do you have for us today, Dana?
Well, I just wanted to start out with a quote on sugar. And I posted this in my group today. And it's what is so dangerous about sugar is that it doesn't just impact us based on what we consume of it today. It rewires our brains to ensure that we will consume more of it tomorrow. So if we go into, oh, I'm just going to have one tiny little piece of Halloween candy, are you really able to stop? It lights up the dopamine in our brain like fireworks in the sky. And some people are lucky enough to just have that little mini candy bar and walk away. But most of us enjoy it so much that we can't just stop at one. So that's why I find this topic so important, not just at Halloween, but all year long, to reduce and eliminate sugar consumption as much as possible, because it is such a highly addictive substance. And Halloween is just kind of the start of a constant sugar feed until New Year's Day. We start with Halloween, and then we have Thanksgiving, and then we have the Christmas candy. Then we get a little break and we kind of refresh around New Year's. Oh, we're just going to back off. But then what happens? Then it's Valentine's Day candy, and then it's Easter, and we're just flooded constantly. And so if we can create a foundation of eating less sugar or no sugar and finding alternatives that satisfy us, we are just going to feel so much better and behave better, sleep better, move better. All of the things get better when we have less sugar.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask this because it's going to come up right away. If we want to have something, do you have any recommendations for us?
Absolutely. If you love to bake, one of my favorite websites is alldayidreamaboutfood.com. She has some great options. I've posted a few things on my Dana Cushing Health Instagram page. In fact, today I just posted one. If you like the texture of pumpkin pie, but don't want all of the sugar, I did a pumpkin pie cookie. And, it's not as sweet as we're used to, but let me tell you, with just a little squirt of low sugar, heavy whipped cream, it really does satisfy that sweet tooth. If you don't like to bake and your stomach tolerates a little bit of sugar alcohol, Lily's is a great option. They have milk chocolate peanut butter cups. They have dark chocolate peanut butter cups. They've come out with other ones too. Dark chocolate covered almonds, I believe they have. Or even just plain, as dark of chocolate as you can tolerate, with maybe a teaspoon of peanut butter on top. And then there's no baking required. And you get a chocolate and peanut butter fix really fast.
Okay. And if you guys are watching and you have some recommendations or a favorite treat that you really like to enjoy that you could share with us, please do so either in the comments on Facebook or even here in the chat, because we want to hear from you. If you have questions for Dana, as we're talking through some of this, feel free to go ahead and post that in the Q&A as well, and we will do our best to answer those while we are live. One other thing that comes up often, I think, and I'm seeing more and more of it as the seasons are changing, of course, is the drinks. And so I know, of course, there's pumpkin spice lattes. Everyone loves those. You hear about those all the time. But there's some other new things that are coming up. Whether it's brown sugar or brown sugar lattes I hear about,
Yeah.
or flavored cold brews. Do you have any thoughts on those kind of drinks? Or because I think once the weather changes and it gets a little bit more chilly, it's kind of fun to do that. And I just would love to know if there's something that we might be able to have at our favorite coffee spot.
I love going to Starbucks for a warm cup of coffee on days, especially like today. But, we can save ourselves 60 grams of sugar by doing, you can ask for a dark coffee with a splash of heavy whipping cream, or sometimes just half and half works well. And, there is sucralose or Splenda in their sugar-free syrups. But if you're just doing it every once in a while and your stomach tolerates it, I do a vanilla syrup or their sugar-free caramel. And you can go ahead and get that blended, or do your foam with a sugar-free syrup. You're going to save yourself so many grams of sugar by just choosing that option. Or sometimes it just tastes good to do half and half with a sprinkle of cinnamon and nutmeg. If we could start to change our taste buds a little bit, we're just so programmed to love the super sweet things that as we start to back away, we won't crave those sweet things. And Starbucks, I feel like they are becoming aware, eating less sugar is trending. And so whether it's Starbucks or your whatever favorite coffee store that you're at, coffee shop you're at, they are aware that they need to have options or give you suggestions when you're there. And don't be afraid to ask. You're their customer and they're there to serve you. So how can I have this with less sugar or no sugar? Same thing when you go out to eat. Don't be afraid to ask. I need my burger on top of my side salad. Of course, it's easy to say burger, no bun, but if you want your burger on top of your side salad, go ahead and ask for that, right? We just have to start asking for our health and not to feel bad about it. You might embarrass your kids in the process of it, but it's okay. They'll learn. They'll learn that that's just what you do to advocate for your own health.
It's good. Something I think about often too, and I always think about this even with my kids, can your desire for sugar or even food in general sometimes actually be triggered by something else, maybe dehydration or something like that?
Absolutely. Dehydration, lack of sleep. What about as you're scrolling on social media, you see a gooey caramel cheesecake, whatever. For me, it would be chocolate something. Our brains, when we see that, it's like, oh my goodness sake, I need something to eat, even though we might not be hungry at all. So very good point on the make sure you stay hydrated. The winter months are really hard on us as far as not getting enough liquid. In the summer, it's easy to feel that we need to stay hydrated, but in the winter, it's not as easy to remember. So set yourself a water goal for the day. That will definitely help. And make sure you're getting enough sleep, because our hormones definitely will get thrown off and we will crave more sugary foods if we are sleep deprived. Also, I know we talk about protein a lot, but if we are undernourished with protein, we are going to crave more foods until we get that amount of protein. So just if you center your meals around protein and add in your veggies around that, your sugar cravings will definitely go down.
So let's talk a little bit about this. So those of you who are following the Diabetes Solution Kit, phase 1, you're trying to limit your carbs to under 20 grams. We hear a lot, stay away from the sugar, but how does sugar translate into carbs, and what's the correlation there?
Sure. So if you're in that phase 1, just starting your journey, and you say, well, but I have 28 grain whole bread and there's 0 grams of sugar. Well, if you look at one slice of bread may have 20 grams of carbohydrates in it. 20 grams of carbohydrates, when we swallow that bread, even though there's no sugar, our body has to be able to use it for energy. So when we swallow the bread, then it's going to turn into this cube of sugar that I have here. Same thing with potatoes or popcorn, rice. You can see 0 sugar, but if there's carbohydrates in there, our body has to turn it into a usable form of energy, which is sugar or glucose. And in phase 1, you are wanting to keep that low to help your blood sugar. So less than 20 grams. And do you have it less than 20 net carbs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So that can be challenging as you start, but I was even listening to Dr. Saunders saying, talking about protein, and some people need to keep it low carb and low fat to help those blood sugars stabilize just a little bit. So it's truly finding what will work for you and how does your body respond to those carbohydrates.
And I think it's also a good time to just mention, if you're going, say you're going to take your kids out, you're going trick-or-treating and you're surrounded by candy, right? You got to have your backup plan with you, because if you're like me and you're surrounded by it, you will be very tempted. And so don't think you're going to, and maybe you can, I'm not going to say that you can't do this, but willpower your way through it. That's often difficult. It's like, yes, I just think you need to be prepared, bring something with, make sure you're hydrated before you go out, and just have a game plan before you go do it. Or if you're going to an event, make sure that you're prepared. I think about this even with, for some people, it's not the candy, it's just the events, and sugar is masqueraded in like so many different ways. Even when you go to Thanksgiving and you see a salad, but it's not a salad, without sugar, it's dressing with sugar. It's everywhere. And so just be prepared for those situations that come up. One thing I love is that Dana posts on all of her social media places, which we need to mention, we'll post those as well. She shows the things that she buys from her local stores, great recipes that she's trying. Follow her, see what she's doing, let her be your inspiration for kind of how to get through the day, making sure you're getting enough protein and all of that kind of stuff. Because I think for me too, if you have somebody that is doing what you want to do, follow them. You become like them, right? That's why they say surround yourself with the people that you want to be like, otherwise you're going to turn into and do the things that they do. So I would really recommend following her. We should probably do you want to just give us your social media, your handles and all of that so that we can post those?
So Dana Cushing Health on Facebook. And I would love to have you in our Stop Sugar Secrets group, where we just share tips and tricks on how to reduce the amount of sugar that we're eating. And on Facebook or Instagram, it's dana.cushing.health. My website is danacushinghealth.com. And I couldn't agree more with you, Leslie, regarding the environment. Our willpower only goes so far. And in our home, that's the biggest controllable factor that we have. We can make it a safe environment, but when we are out or we're out trick-or-treating, absolutely be prepared. Have your dark chocolate along. Grab your lilies so you can have something, because all of a sudden, without expecting it, you're going to cave. And why not enjoy a Lily's without impacting your blood sugar? Or even a better than choice that some of my clients like is a Quest bar. Yes, there's sucralose or that Splenda in there again, but you can cut that in half and enjoy that as a sweet treat if you need one. Absolutely being prepared going into it will help too. Like you said, Leslie, make sure you get enough protein before you go to an event. Enjoy a protein shake. If you don't have time to make a full meal, get yourself some protein before you head out the door to help stabilize your blood sugar and reduce the cravings.
Somebody even told me that it's actually really good to heat up your Quest bars a little bit, like the cookies and cream, and heat it up. I'm like, oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So might have to do that.
Yeah.
I have a Halloween question.
What'd you say?
I have a Halloween question. So let's say that maybe we're not going trick-or-treating ourselves, but we've got a bowl sitting by the front door. So when the little goblins and ghosts and whatever they dress up in nowadays, they come to your door, what would be a good, healthy treat to give them? Because we all know, like, we're going to be taken from that bowl ourselves as well, right? So what are some ideas there?
So growing up with a dental hygienist for a mom, I have done toothbrushes. Again, I was not my kid's biggest fan when I handed out toothbrushes. I have done coins and baggies, or if we were getting to the end of the night, wrap up dollar bills around a pencil. And of course, that's if you don't have very many kids. But Oriental Trading Company, if you're on the ball enough, get stickers or pencils, pens, spiders, just anything that these kids can have that might be, even if it's only cool for a couple of hours, you're still saving them probably 20 grams of sugar from a couple mini candy bars, and they're going to be taken care of by everybody else's candy. So
it's a good idea.
Yeah. And some people are doing the healthier candy options, but that can be cost prohibitive for some to do the stevia sweetened candy at the health food stores. But I have seen that as an idea. So
I saw my mom had little containers of slime, which are not coming back into my house, but for somebody else, which were really cute because they were really small, kind of a neat idea. And then, what was the other thing? Fidgets and those types of things are so popular right now. Fidgets, poppets, stuff like that. If you can find small enough ones, that aren't too expensive, another really great idea as well.
Yes.
Baseball cards, football cards.
Yep.
I would have liked that as a kid.
Money in general is a good idea too. I will say that.
Yeah.
So they can go out and buy their own candy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or fidgets. That's what my kids spend their money on.
Yeah.
Some type of fidgets.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So
all right.
I'll say too, so this is a new time for us. We kind of decided this last night. And so let's get some feedback from people on how they like this time. And I don't know if you guys have noticed different people joining now. We just thought 9 a.m. Central Time would be is probably pretty early for a lot of people, and we weren't getting a ton of people to show up. And 7 a.m. West Coast time is very early as well. So let us know what you think of this new time, if that works for you. And I think we'll probably stick with this for a while. So thanks for hopping on here, everyone. Also, Dana, just kind of, I want to thank you too for hopping on and helping us out. And I want to give you the opportunity just to talk a little bit more about who you are, what you have to offer for people if they want to have more personal one-on-one time with you, and how you help people. So
awesome. Sure. Thanks, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a registered nurse and health coach, a nutrition educator, and a certified personal trainer. And my goal is to help women and men too, but just who are feeling frustrated, have food confusion, struggling with fat loss, just feeling a sense of fatigue, and just so much stress with the latest diet culture. My goal is to help you navigate a nutritional lifestyle that's going to work for you and get you feeling your best life. And I don't ever want it to feel like a diet. We want to create a lifestyle. And I do that in my 10-week program where we meet once per week via Zoom or through my electronic health record. Other ways that you can connect with me, like we said, the Stop Sugar Facebook group, or connect with me on Instagram. I would love to hear from you, or what you would like to know more about.
Awesome. And then do we post these on YouTube, Leslie, or people will watch these later too, right? So if you're watching the recording of this, you can hop on and join us live every, what day is it? Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central Time. And you can join us, like ask your own questions and engage with us here live. And so do that at Barton Webinar. What in the world? Somebody's calling me. That was a very interesting call coming in. I think it was Stan. Sorry, completely lost my train of thought, but bartonwebinar.com is where you can go, and then just scroll down a little bit and you'll see Dana's picture on there, and you can click register and join us next time. You get an email notification. So, all right. Did we get any questions? Doesn't look like we've had any questions yet today, but feel free, if you're watching us, if you have any questions on food or eating low carb or anything related to that, type 2 diabetes, we can get into pretty much anything on this in the next few minutes here if you've got something. So otherwise, what else? What have you been working on, Dana? What are some things? What are some meals you've been cooking or experimenting with lately?
Well, for lunch, I just had, I like Kabocha Squash because that is a lower carb, starchy vegetable option. And I took rotisserie chicken and a sugar-free barbecue sauce over it. So kind of like a barbecue flatbread pizza, but with Kabocha Squash. So I enjoyed that. And I've been playing around with my pumpkin pie cookie recipe that I posted today. So again, it's pie. Stated on there, it tastes like pumpkin pie, and it's the texture of pie. So it's not like you're going to get a cookie. I would use a fork with it and put whipped cream on, and it's really good. I tinkered with it a little bit and I got it to the texture I like. So that, and I'm always looking for ways to change up I feel like I rotate between tacos and tacos because we eat Mexican a lot. So whether it's ground beef, shredded, like a roast, or chicken, Mexican just tends to be a staple around our house because you can change it up and enjoy it so many different ways.
Mm-hmm. So I had to look up what is Kabocha Squash, and here.
Oh, awesome.
Like. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes. They're plentiful right now. So depending on what phase you're in, they are really nice to enjoy. The carbs are lower than a sweet potato.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you eat the outside? Like this guy here looks like.
I have. Mm-hmm.
Eat that whole thing, or you do like the orange part? Okay.
Nope. Like I'll eat the whole, throw it in the air fryer. Like I'll cook it in the oven, it gets soft, but then throw it in the air fryer and it gets crispy. It's really good.
The old air fryer. I don't have one of those yet. It's kind of like Costco around my house. Amanda hasn't quite got to the air fryer level. It took her a while to get to the Costco level. And now we got a Costco membership. And so maybe in my future, in the next few years,
have an air fryer. Did you find any good low carb options at Costco on your first trip?
So that's the thing. Yes, but they sell that Keto Crunch or whatever it is. It's got like pumpkin seeds and other seeds in it. But I think you're not supposed to eat the whole bag in one sitting. There's like 16 servings. That's my challenge.
Is that the one that has like the cheese wisps in it?
No,
it doesn't. Okay, I have one of those. It's a Keto one from there.
I'll get them. They're right outside the corner here, but yeah, those are interesting.
That is funny. They're coming up with more and more low carb options. Like if you're in a hurry and you need things, for example, I was just, maybe we mentioned this on another webinar, but we got the bacon wrapped. Oh, I have not seen those.
I have not tried those.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Them. Okay, now I gotta go to the one I was talking about.
Oh my goodness. Well, these might be here.
kryptonite.
Yeah, these might still be here tomorrow when you guys come over for dinner, but I can't guarantee that. So yeah, they're really good. Dark chocolate keto nuggets.
Joe, what is a serving? Is a serving 28 grams?
Let's see. 16 servings. Yes, 28 grams, 1 ounce.
So put it on your scale. Put it
Yeah.
on your scale and then show us, post it on your whatever social and see how much 1 ounce is.
Okay.
It's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But that's an option. So if you portion out in a Ziploc baggie, your 1 ounce portions, take that along if you're going trick-or-treating with your kids.
Right. Yeah, I'm definitely eating more than 1 serving at a time. So
This is what I thought you were talking about.
Oh, that one too.
yeah,
Mhm.
I have not tried that, but I'm
It's
more of
very
a
good.
chocolate. So on the label, this is like 9 grams of carbs minus 3 grams of fiber and minus 2 grams of sugar alcohol, which
Mhm.
gets you down to the 4 net carbs
Yep.
and 3 sugars. So yeah, not bad. Good fiber content. But yeah, so anyways.
Yes, lots of good. Oh, Debbie says keto clusters are her favorite.
Is
Lots
that what you
of
have?
options there?
Yeah.
No, this one's definitely not as exciting as the one you have.
Yeah, mine's more like a dessert. So it's like a good after meal little snack or whatever if you need that.
What we were saying though is that Costco is starting to really get more options for the low carb lifestyle, and not just in the form of snacks. Joe and I, or I think we talked about this, is it bacon wrapped jalapenos with cream cheese that are very low carb, and you just throw those in the oven. My sister had found almost like a chicken cordon bleu, a low carb version of that. Some easy things for those times when you just don't feel like making or putting effort into making a meal. Those are really good options. So as you find those things, let us know, post it so that we can see what other people are finding too, because sure makes life easier.
Yeah, for lunch I had some like egg frittatas or something. I think those were from Costco.
Yep.
I bought those with your husband, Leslie.
Oh boy.
In our first excursion.
They went to Costco together.
Yep.
So
it was fun. Yeah, but I had a couple of those and put some cheese on top and it was pretty good.
Yeah, lots of options.
Yeah.
All right.
Dana, you want to close us out? Any last parting words here before we go?
I don't think we can hear her. Can you hear her, Joe?
No, I don't think so. No, we lost audio. Shoot. Let's see if we can troubleshoot. Can't hear you yet. We'll let you know once we hear something, but
I'd really recommend though, if you guys go to bartonwebinar.com, you'll scroll down and you'll see the link, to register with us. You'll also see a link for our YouTube channel. And guys, there are so many great webinars that we've done with Dana. You've got to check them out. We're getting close to probably 14-ish, I think, webinars. And they're quick. They're pretty much 30-minute webinars talking about food ideas, low carb ideas, the mental side of staying in the low carb game for your health. And so there's just a lot of really good information. It's free. So, instead of watching your Netflix flick, go check out a video. Honestly, you'll be very happy that you did.
Yeah. So she typed in the chat, have some salt along. It will curb the sweet cravings. So there we go.
Yeah.
Salt.
That's a good idea.
Yes, that's a good strategy. Okay. Well, I don't think we can hear you yet, Dana, but you made it like 98% of the time. So that's great. And thank you again. And good to be here. So we'll see everybody let's see, in 2 weeks, Tuesday. Yeah, so it's not every Tuesday. I misspoke. Every other Tuesday. So set your calendars. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Have a happy Halloween. God bless everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Dana.
Bye-bye.
Bye.